Well, welcome back everybody to the channel. Well guys, I need your help in deciding something about this channel in particular, and it's actually where we're going to go in the future regarding what sort of length of video we're going to be doing. Now in the description there's a link to a poll that we're currently running on the channel, and it gives you three different options. You can either pick from, do you want me to just do solely shorts? Do you want me to do solely long form videos? Or do you actually want me to continue to do both? And if you guys have actually seen a lot of the videos that have been uploaded lately, they've actually been reviews, but they've been done in the form of the shorts formats. And I want to give you guys like a decent size selection so you can kind of see what those would actually be like in comparison to what I'm actually more known for, of course, being long form videos. So again, if you guys don't mind just dropping a vote on that poll, if you haven't had the opportunity already, I would really appreciate it, just because I want to get you guys' feedback in seeing where we go with the direction of how things are progressed going forward. And other than that guys, if I can, I would actually like to go ahead and share with you some of my recent purchases. Now I recently repurchased this set, and while I'm not super big into the movie set, these two in particular are really kind of interesting because we actually looked at those, I guess it was about 10, 11 years ago, and I looked up the video and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that is so awful. Please do not look it up. It is, I keep it up there for posterity, but it's like, yeah, it's bad, okay? 10, 11 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing, as opposed to now, which I'm like, you know, I at least like to think I have some idea. But anyway, so those are two recent purchases. I'm hoping to maybe do a little bit of a short video or maybe one like this. We'll kind of have to see how things progress. But if you guys saw another post that I'd made, I actually said that I was acquiring pieces of Magmatron. And this is a original Beast Wars Neo Magmatron. And so I've got Skysaurus here, and I've obviously got Landsaurus, and I bought a Seasaurus off a guy on eBay. But the dude is taking forever to get it here, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. You're killing me, Smalls. Which bonus points if you get what that reference is. Another familiar face might be this guy right here. And like I said in his video, I thought Magnus was actually going to be my favorite figure out of that 4-pack. But Magnus comes in second because there's just something about this animated Nemesis Prime that is so awesome. I love the colors. I mean, you know, I always think of Scourge as kind of being the daddy of Nemesis Prime, and this Nemesis has a lot of his dad's qualities in his paint scheme, we'll put it that way. However, you guys know that despite my love for Beast Wars, I came into the franchise at the very tail end of Generation 2. And whenever I would get those Generation 2 figures, on the back they would always have this cross-sell. And for years I saw Generation 2 Afterburner. And so for like years, the character was an enigma to me. Well, I finally actually looked online and got a Afterburner. And I tell you what, for a little simple Generation 2 Decepticon jet that is different than all the other Seekers we've ever seen, he's actually pretty cool. Now, I actually had to Frankenstein together this one and another one to have a complete one, because like, he was like missing arms, and you know, had to get like the weapons separate and all that sort of stuff, which you know, Frankensteining, let me tell you, that deal with Magmatron, he is the absolute worst whenever you're having to get all his bits and pieces. But we're almost at the end, thank goodness. And then of course we have all these guys over here. Now one thing about it is this is not a new purchase. I just kind of have him here for a point of reference because I like Road Hauler, because he's not Grapple and he's not Inferno, but he shares that awesome mold from Earthrise. So yeah, he's just kind of a guy that he doesn't have a place in the collection right now. He kind of sits on the desk sometimes in my office. But anyway, he's just been hanging out with these boys as of late. I tell you the ones that I've really been enjoying is I literally got this set, oh gosh, probably it was at the very tail end of summer, but I was like hedging like whether I needed to return them or not. But this little Siege 2-pack that came with the Generation 2 Sideswipe, and then, is that Slam Dance? Yeah, I think because it's Grand Slam and Rain Dance, I think is the two components that make up this guy right here. Which I gotta admit, I love his red face. That is so awesome, and the details. You know, for this being Flywheels originally, now to have it as a good guy, it kind of hits totally different. And then, speaking of hitting different, this version of Sideswipe, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I want to get some of the really gnarly comic, like 3P things you can add on with like the spiked tire wheels and all that sort of stuff, because this guy is just pretty awesome. And again, because it is so drastically different from the regular Sideswipes that we've received, that's why I kind of like it. Even though it is the Cybertronian mold of Sideswipe that's supposed to be his Generation 2 version. So let's not think too deep into the logic on that. Now, if you guys saw in our summer video, we actually had shown off this guy as one of the tied places for number 2. This is the 2006 Beast Wars Reborn Convoy. And here is the LG02, which, as you can see, it's basically the same mold, but this one was released, I think, in around 2014, 2016, somewhere around there. And I originally had this mold until I got the Masterpiece, and then I think I sold it like a fool. But up until the Masterpiece, this mold itself was actually the best interpretation of Optimus Primal in a Season 1 form. Now, as you can see, this version of Optimus is actually rocking more of that cartoon accurate color scheme with more of the gray fur coloring, whereas the LGO2 goes with more of that pure black. And no, he does not come with the forge. This is a forge that has shown up in a couple of my videos. But I thought, you know what, it ties in with his colors so well that he kind of just looks sick wielding the forge. I mean, I could just imagine him like pounding the Predacons into itty bitty pieces with the forge, which, I mean, technically, you know, was it 2018 that Hasbro announced he's actually officially considered a prime? So if that's the actuality of the situation, does that mean he can actually use the forge and its certain capabilities as a prime now? I don't know. I mean, am I just thinking way too much into this? But anyway, oh, and then of course over there is the gun version of Optimus Primal from Rise of the Beast, which it kind of felt appropriate. So anyway, but yeah, this is one that I've really been wanting for a long time, because when I got this guy, I didn't know that there was more than one use of this version of the mold with the better, more show-accurate sculpting. So when I got this guy, I was looking at him like, the gray is not right on this dude. I'm like, I know he was black, and then come to find out, the Takara LG02 is the one that uses the black coloring scheme, because like I said, this one's more of that show-accurate gray fur detailing. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys a couple of the recent purchases that I had, and I don't know, we're getting close to the end of the year, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things pan out from here. But other than that, guys, that's really all I had to tell you. So again, if you had the opportunity to let us know in that poll what sort of direction you guys would like us to head in, I want to make sure that I take in the feedback from you guys. You are the audience. You're the ones that I make these videos for, other than myself, obviously. And really, other than that, guys, that's all I have to say. So until next time, everybody, we'll see you in another review.